Hello and welcome to the Colorado Virtual College Fair. Thank you for everyone who's attending. Just a couple of housekeeping announcements as we allow everyone into the room. First thing is feel free to ask questions at any point in time to any of our colleges on the panel this evening. You can direct your questions generally to any of the reps or to any specific college. For everyone in the audience, your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. And just a reminder to sign up for additional sessions. There's another session this evening after this one and plenty more tomorrow to choose from as well. We'll be recording this session and all of those recordings will be on the same website that you registered in about a week. So without any further ado, I'd love to turn it over to UC Davis. Take it away.
Alrighty, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we can get going. There we go. Alrighty, so my name's Devin. I'm from the University of California, Davis. Excited to share a little bit about my favorite campus with you guys. You should be able to see some stats from UC Davis, so I think it's a great way to start us off. You can see we're first in the world for veterinary medicine and agriculture. We're also top ranked for plant and animal programs. We also hold a lot of different priorities near and dear to our heart. We're second nationally among affordable elite colleges. We're also top ranked for supporting undergraduate degrees for students of color, international scholars, as well as supporting women in STEM fields. So those are all very important to us as well. We're consistently ranked in the top 10 for best public universities in the nation. Currently, we're ranked 5th. And I also like to highlight that about half of our students engage in research and other creative projects outside the classroom. So I think that's always really important to share, just so that you can see how students are really engaging in things outside of just going to classes. So my favorite stat is actually the fact that we are the 3rd greenest university in the world. So there's a lot of different reasons for this. You can see that we have 29% of our food for the dining commons is sustainably grown. We have many solar panels on campus and LEED certified buildings, as well as a biodigester that has a daily capacity of turning over 50 tons of waste into energy for our campus. And I think the most visible symbol and example of how green we are is the fact that we have up to 20,000 bicycles on our campus every single day. So I think it's a great way of our commitment to low emissions and being healthy and fit, as well as getting around campus. So we have about 5,300 acres of campus, making us the largest of all of the UCs. So just kind of a little symbol of our campus as well. So we have 4 different undergraduate colleges. We have our College of Ag and Environmental Science, our original claim to fame, founded in 1908. We've grown a lot since then. You can see we have over 100 different majors across our 4 colleges. We also have our College of Biological Science. It's our smallest college, but it's definitely very mighty. I like to also share we have our Health Professions Advising program within this college. So this is for students interested in going into any sort of health or medical field. So med school, other graduate programs, vet school, dentistry, nursing. So lots of different support for our students there. We also have our College of Engineering. A fun fact about our College of Engineering is that we actually have a former NASA astronaut as part of our faculty, which I think is really cool. And then last but certainly not least, our College of Letters and Science is our largest college, which is where we have our arts humanities majors. So art studio, art design, music, things like that. We also have social sciences, so psych, sociology, communication, and then physical sciences, so physics, chemistry, math, things like that. There we go. Davis is also a true college town. So this is something that I really loved when I was a student, and now as a staff member, I really love it as well. So you can see the northeast side of our campus is backed up right up against the downtown area, which is home to lots of cute local shops, cafes, restaurants, movie theaters. We have a bicycle museum downtown as well, but I think the main attraction would definitely be our farmers market. So we have a farmers market located in the Central Park there. It is ranked in the top 10 in the nation. So it's a really great place to go for some great local produce, really taking advantage of local resources, but also it's great for, grabbing some breakfast on a Saturday morning, coming in, hanging out with, having some live music, grabbing some dinner with friends, engaging with the community on Wednesday evening. So I really love that aspect of kind of the Davis area. And then lastly, just to give you a good idea of where we are located, Davis is smack dab in the center of everything in Northern California. So you can see we're about 20 minutes outside of Sacramento, which is great for students interested in government or politics, policymaking, anything like that. We do have programs for students to do internships in Sacramento as well. Also, that's where the closest airport is. So it's good to know if students are trying to get somewhere. We are also pretty close by to San Francisco, Oakland, and other kind of Bay Area cities. So students are trying to get that taste of the city. It's not too far away. And we're also close to Napa Valley, Lake Tahoe, and Yosemite, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum there. If students are interested in getting some fresh air, our outdoor adventures, there's a lot of fun backpacking, camping trips, things like that. And then as you move farther south, you can see how far away we are from Fresno, Bakersfield, LA, and then San Diego, which is actually where I'm from. So even though I'm from about 500 miles south, I'm definitely was born and raised a SoCal girl. I really loved living and working in Davis. It's been really great being here as an alumni now. And to quote one of my favorite students, it's really hard. You have to really try to not like Davis. So hopefully that gives you a little taste of our campus. And go Ags.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So next up, we have UC Irvine. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Huma Medina Walla. I'm the Assistant Director of Freshman Evaluation here at UC Irvine. I'm really excited to be with you all here today, so thank you for joining us. I am the Colorado rep. A little bit about me, similar to Devin, I am a UCI alum as well, and I've been working with the admissions office for going on 5 years now. So a little bit about UC Irvine and the UC system as a whole. For those of you that don't know, UC Irvine is one of 9 campuses within the UC system that were spread out throughout California. Irvine specifically is located in Southern California, so we're a little ways out in terms of far from Davis. So we are right in the middle of LA and San Diego, about an hour south of LA and about an hour and a half north of San Diego. Some of our really exciting accolades, our university is only a little over 50 years old. So being one of the younger UC campuses, we're really proud of some of our accolades. We were deemed #1 for the best college in the US by Money Magazine. We were just deemed #2 for social mobility and the #1 cool school for sustainability. So throughout the campus and even in this virtual space, we're trying to find different ways to stay sustainable and help our climate and our environment as we move along. Moving along, some of the designations that we're super proud of is UCI has been deemed a Hispanic serving institution for the past few years. And a PZ serving institution, which is Asian American, Native American, and Pacific Islander serving institution. And we just released our UCI Black Thriving Initiative because we want to support all of the different students and have them feel like the different identities are presented on our campus. Which leads us to our inclusive excellence. So these are some of the student resources and initiatives that we have on our campus to support all of the different students and the different backgrounds, especially students that are coming from all over, out-of-state students like yourself. Some of the student resources and first-gen initiatives, one big one that we really have been loving is the first-generation faculty initiative. So there's a designated day or week where faculty will wear their first-generation t-shirt and share their stories and identity with a lot of their students. And we're still hoping to continue that practice in this new virtual space as we transition throughout the quarter. Some of our undergraduate enrollment and graduation stats. So we do have about 30,000 undergraduate students on our campus, a 4-year rate of 68% and 83% for 6-year graduation rates. So some of the 6-year rates are dependent on the major, specifically like a major like engineering would need a little bit more time to get students through some of the coursework that goes with that. In addition to that, something unique for our campus is our academic structure. So we do have 14 different schools that are spread out throughout the campus. Each school houses different majors and each school has its own set of advising. So academic advisors, student advisors, peer advisors, and tutoring that's affiliated with each of those schools. So it makes it really specific and catered to your major, so your counselors are familiar with the course patterns and everything that you need to graduate. So we really love that. Undergraduate undeclared is also an option, especially for first-year students that are applying like yourself. So definitely don't feel intimidated by that. Within those 14 schools, we do have over 150 majors and minors. So students are able to double minor, double major, and all of those different things. These are some of the unique and notable majors. So some of our most popular: nursing science, computer science is our second most applied to major. So these are just some of the different majors that we kind of offer. Interdisciplinary majors as well, like criminology, law and society. And then of course, some similar majors that are unique to us. So exercise science is a little different than what some of other people may be interested in, nutrition and things like that. So a lot of different things to explore. To support a lot of those academics and the resources we offer, we have a variety of tutoring and academic counseling and peer academic advising to make sure that our students are feeling supported and successful in their time on the campus. So especially now in this virtual space, a lot of these resources are transitioning to an online model so that students are still feeling supported as they're working through their classes and their majors. Similar to the academic structure, the campus is also laid out in that way too. So the campus is built around Aldridge Park, so it's built in a circle, and around each circle is divvied up the different academic units. So engineering's in one space, humanities, social sciences, and etc. So all of your classes are in a similar area for when we do return to campus. And then of course, campus opportunities. I know everyone's always really interested in that. The really cool thing is that 73% of our undergraduate students actually get to participate in hands-on research. So students don't actually have to wait until their third or fourth year to participate. They're able to do so all throughout and even within their first year of starting. And research is something that is still ongoing with all of the necessary precautions on our campus currently as well. So that's something that we're really proud of and something that we want to maintain and upkeep to give students that opportunity. And then of course, involvement on campus. We actually just had our Anteater Involvement Fair where students virtually, so all the 600 plus student orgs were online and students were able to interact and get affiliated and still engage and sign up for different organizations that they would want to participate with, because we still want students to feel connected and involved in the campus. So moving on. The last thing that we kind of want to leave you with is different ways to interact with us. So we do have a live chat or a chat bot on our website. So we do have live agents that you're able to interact with. You can send me an email, but you could also email us through our website and that'll get rerouted to me as I'm the Colorado representative. And then the last thing is we do have our Discover UCI Online Week in the month of October. So feel free to jump online and join us. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Huma. And next we're going to hear from UC Santa Barbara.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Sebastian Franco. I am the admissions counselor for UC Santa Barbara. I do rep the whole state of Colorado. So if there are any questions, please feel free to send them my way in that case. But just give you a little bit of UCSB. So we are actually located just about 90 miles north of LA. So we are literally on the beach. So the image you see here is our campus. So again, really nice location in that regards. But other than that, we have been ranked #6 public university for this year, actually, through US News World's reports. We are very supportive as well. So kind of like you heard from our colleagues as well from the other UCs, we do have a lot of different resources that are included in your tuition. So you will not have to pay any additional cost to that, which includes all the way from tutoring to the writing center, all the way to mentorship programs, advising, health and wellness, and so on and so forth. So again, keep in mind that you will have a lot of different resources at UCSB. Other than that, yes, I like to share this fact, but we have been ranked usually as #1 happiest students in California. I think it's just the fact that the location, that would be probably the reason mostly why that is, but I think it's part of the sense of community. We really want to make sure you feel comfortable, that you feel like you're part of the community rather than feeling forced to be here or doing something that others are doing. So keep that in mind, that we do make sure as well that we're helping you, but not just socially or personally, but also academically, which is why we have 6 different Nobel laureates that came out of UCSB. For the most part, they are in physics and economics, but again, we do have a lot of other professors that are well known throughout the fields. Talking about the colleges, so at UCSB, we only have 3 different colleges, the College of Engineering, Letters and Science, and Creative Studies. Engineering will have 5 majors and is actually the only college that is competitive at UCSB. So we do have a limit of how many students can get into this college. We don't have additional requirements. The only recommendation that we do have is to get into calculus or pre-calculus. And we also have a bachelor's and master's degree program, which all the students can finish within 5 years. College of Letters and Science is where we have the most amount of majors. It's not competitive, does not have a limit, no additional requirements. So as long as you get admitted into UCSB, you will be into one of those majors. Letters and Science will actually be basically very diverse when it comes to majors. You have all the way from the sciences all the way to the liberal arts programs. So you will probably find something most likely in this college. It is also a great college for double majoring and minoring, or if you're thinking about law, medical, or vet school, then College of Letters and Science will be the best one, as we have those specific programs for students to do that. And the College of Creative Studies is the last one. It's 8 majors, and they really focus on creating something new, something that does not exist yet. So if you're really inclined on doing research and publishing your own work, this might be the college for you. And again, it's not just research in the sciences. It also means research potentially in the liberal arts sense as well. So like writing your own books, for example. So you can keep that in mind. Now, this college is the only college that is selective. So we do have a supplemental application, but that comes after the UC application on November 30th. So don't worry about that right now, but just keep in mind that you do have those options there for you. Again, for our locations, just so you have an idea, I know you already looked at it from as well, Irvine and Davis. So again, like I mentioned, we're right above LA, about 90 miles north of LA. So we're not too far either. To Colorado, the good thing is that we do have an airport here in Santa Barbara. My family's from Denver, so I go back all the time. And so actually there's really good cheap flights that come out of Santa Barbara instead of going to LAX. So you avoid all that traffic. Otherwise, 82% of our students will live within campus or around campus, what we call Isla Vista or IB. But residence halls, students are not required to live on campus, not even their first year if they don't want to. We do have virtual tours to all of the housing online. We know campus is closed right now, so it's not the same experience, but keep in mind that you have those options. I always like to say, if you have the right floor and the right room, you will actually have oceanfront view as well. So it doesn't get any better on that in that regards. But again, something to look into as you look into the different campuses. Of course, we're also active. We do have over 500 student organizations, all of them started by and for students. So if you don't find the one that you want, just get it started. I always like to share that we used to have a Costco club, not making this up. We used to have a Costco club, and their whole mission and purpose was to go to Costco for free samples. So ideas are endless for students. It really just depends on where you want to go or what you want to do. And if you don't see it, get it started. We're also a Division I institution, 19 different sports. Soccer is the biggest by far. But all the tickets or all the home games for sports are free for students. So keep in mind that you will have those opportunities to hang out with your friends and do something if you'd like to as well. And then resources. So again, I know that you probably are bombarded with a lot of different resources from every campus. But again, if you do have any questions, you can find more resources here through this page. We also do have virtual events throughout the whole fall season. So if you do care for them, we have virtual live tours. So you will actually do a tour with students and a lot of our resources just in case. So you see them on the right. But again, just keep in mind that you can just search for those specific pieces of information. And then just in case, if you have any specific questions and you don't feel like using the chat or the Q&A feature, please feel free to email me at any time. Again, I'm the specific rep for Colorado, so I'll definitely be able to help you out in that process. But with that, I'll actually pass it over to the next campus.
All right, William from UC Santa Cruz, take it away.
Okay, I think we're ready to go. Hello, everyone. My name is William Tran. I'm one of the senior admissions evaluators here at UC Santa Cruz. I am also the Colorado representative as well, so feel free to continue to stay in touch with us and send us any information, questions to my email as well. But let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about UC Santa Cruz. So I think it'd be helpful to actually tell you a little bit about the kind of origin and history of Santa Cruz, because it was actually a bold experiment started by, at the time, UC President Clark Kerr and Chancellor D. McHenry. Now, Clark Kerr actually used to be the former chancellor of UC Berkeley, and he didn't actually want to establish UC Santa Cruz in the same model as Berkeley and UCLA, which were already established for some time. He actually wanted to model the campus closer to Oxford and Cambridge, maybe some of these institutions that you might have learned about in your research in the UK. And it was kind of his idea to kind of create the idea of a like a world-class research university with the comfort and feel of a small liberal arts college. And I really want you to kind of keep that combination in mind, because perhaps you started to do your own research, and the idea of a tier 1 research university and a small liberal arts college are kind of two vastly different experiences. And you can only choose one. But you definitely get the best of both worlds. And this idea that we really focus on the individual, despite being a kind of 17,000, 18,000 campus, is something that really makes us unique here at UC Santa Cruz. Like my colleagues, it might be helpful to kind of show you where we're at. This is where our location, I always say UC Santa Cruz was like California was kind of like a person. UC Santa Cruz might be like the middle of the back. You see us right there located by the water. It looks like central parts of California in the middle, but we're actually located in Northern California. We're about an hour and a half south of San Francisco, 5 hours away from Los Angeles. Our campus actually sits 2 miles away from the water, from the coast, as you see there, and we actually sit on 2,000 acres of redwood forests, meadows. We're nearby beaches, state forests, hiking and biking trails. So if you're looking to study an environment like surrounded by nature and things of the sort, UC Santa Cruz is the place for you. I definitely say that our campus actually reminds me more of a national, state park than it is like maybe a traditional college campus with the buildings here, and there. And my Zoom background is perhaps representative of that. It's actually written in our charter that half of our land can actually be developed at this school. So that's why you'll see a lot of trees. That's why you'll see, wild deer and wild turkeys, and of course, banana slugs, on our campus. But don't make it seem like what I said makes Santa Cruz seem like really rural and just in the middle of nowhere. You can see from the slide that we're actually the closest UC campus to Silicon Valley as well. So many of our graduates who might be interested in tech, engineering majors at our school, or business economics majors at our school, we're a campus actually really helped you to land a job in Silicon Valley if that is something that you're interested in. And here's some of our employers, pretty popular in the most recent years. Of course, we offer many different things. We have over 70 majors, 39 minors within 5 academic divisions. Obviously in my time here, I can't go off and explain every single thing that we offer. So I definitely look forward to questions regarding any specific programs you might be interested in. But I really like to highlight that overall philosophy is that we really encourage students to explore. You officially do not declare your major until near the end of your second year. So you'll go to be like a sophomore at college before you declare. And that's something that we really definitely encourage a lot at the school. I will say just some of our popular programs include computer science, psychology, business management, economics, human biology as well, which some students consider kind of like our pre-med program. But we're really excited to bring a number of kind of new and kind of nuanced majors like critical race and ethnic studies, Black studies minor, education and social justice as well is a program, along with agroecology. So you definitely see the intersection between disciplines in the things that we offer. Thing I would like to mention about the academics at UC Santa Cruz, 75% of our students actually do pursue research at our campus, which depending on your research, maybe it's a high statistic, or maybe it's something that maybe Frost students don't necessarily do. We really encourage it at our school. As I mentioned, the laboratories that we have here, yes, we do have kind of in-person science laboratories as well, but we very much use the kind of the environment around us as well as part of our research. The picture behind me is actually our marine science marine biology resource center that's actually just about 5 minutes drive away from campus, where you might find students with scuba and diving gear on and stuff like that, collecting biology organisms and marine organisms for their class. And that's something that we really encourage. So when you add on internships and field work and a lot of volunteering, there's many things that we encourage students to do beyond the classroom. And to kind of end my time, we just thought maybe to tell you a little bit about the social life at UC Santa Cruz. We kind of organize in these 10 residential colleges. Our campus is actually kind of arranged like a loop, and these colleges are kind of put into pairs around that loop and things of that sort. And so each of these residential colleges actually has a unique theme that then dictates what type of unique Frosh seminar that you'll take in your first year. So it'd be like a humanities-based, discussion-based classroom, maybe similar to your English class that you're currently taking right now. So I'll just tell you about a couple of them. Crown College here in the middle is historically tied to science and technology. So its Frosh seminar will be related to that thing. To the right, you'll see Porter College, historically tied to the arts. And I think its Frosh seminar is actually called Of Art and Society. And you can see from the pictures there's people playing music in there. And I guess one more, Oaks College on the second row, historically tied to issues of diversity. I know that the International Student Center is based there. I know the Black Student Union is based there. as well. And some students may choose the college based on that theme. When you're admitted, you actually had to select the top 5. I think most students get selected for the second or third choice, but we do ask for a top 5. And some students do choose based on the theme. But don't feel like you're stuck. Many students are very much, all majors are represented here. And we're really just trying to build community and culture. As you can see by the pictures, each of them might have a certain culture based on the architecture and the layout and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this kind of creates, once again, that kind of small college feel, even though we're a large public university. And I think that for the most part ends my time. And so hopefully you'll stay in touch and definitely ask us questions as you do your college research this season. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Next up, we're going to have University of San Diego. Take it away, Scott.
Hi, my name is Scott Yonner. I'm a senior admission counselor for the University of San Diego. As well, I oversee Colorado. So any of your seniors, if you're going to be applying, more than likely I'll be the one that'll be reading your application. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. The University of San Diego is one of the nation's most beautiful college campuses and the 8th largest city in the nation, 20 miles from the border to Mexico. And as a contemporary Catholic university ranked among the nation's top 100 colleges and universities, we're committed to academic excellence, to social justice, and to change making. So as I stated, we are a Catholic institution. About 40% of our students identify with the Catholic faith. The remainder of our students either identify with a different faith background or no faith background at all. You're going to find USC to be a very inclusive campus, regardless of your religious beliefs, your gender, your sexual orientation, your socioeconomic status. It's really a warm and inviting community to be a part of. The only religious requirement we have is one lower division, one upper division, religious and theology studies. The lower division is going to tie in a Catholic history component. For upper division, my daughter, who's a senior at USD, last year in her study abroad in Ireland, she took Buddhism. So you really have your choice as far as the upper division that you want to be a part of. We don't require students to go to Mass. As well, we don't require them to be a part of campus ministry. If you're looking for that, we have a phenomenal campus ministry for those who are looking, but we do believe that your spiritual journey is just that. It's your spiritual journey. So if you're not religious or you don't identify with the Catholic faith, it's still an amazing place to be able to be, and it will be a non-issue. We are a mid-size, so we have about 5,900 undergraduates, 2,800 graduate and law students on campus. As far as geographically, about 48% of our students are out of state, of which we get a good portion from Colorado every single year. 9% of our students are international, the rest are from the state of California. We are ranked this year 6th most beautiful campus in the nation. Walking on the campus, it is incredibly beautiful. We are up on a hill. We overlook Mission Bay. So we're about 9 minutes away from the coast. We're about 8 minutes away from downtown, 12 minutes away from the airport. So we're very centrally located. It allows our students to be able to get around very easily while attending the University of San Diego. As well, we offer 42 majors. One of the things that's unique about USD is that regardless of the major that you put on your application, everybody comes in undeclared. And you have up until your 4th semester to declare your major, double major, major minor, major double minor, and you can get the coursework to graduate in 4 years. And that's because none of our majors are impacted. The only exception to this, as far as this graduating 4 years, is our engineering. By design, it's a 4.5-year long program, and that's because our students will actually graduate with a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science. So they get a dual degree, and our engineering program is ranked 13th in the nation. As well, our average class size is 22. We cap all of our courses at 40. So my daughter's largest class has been 33. Her smallest class has been 14. She has gotten to know all of her professors. All of her courses are taught by professors. All of our professors have weekly office hours, so they're very accessible to our students. In addition, I'm going to go back one slide. In addition, we also have undergrad research opportunities for our students. If you are a science major, life science, or physical science, you're guaranteed a minimum of 100 hours of undergrad research. This is done with the lead professor. If that research is published, then those students are co-authored with it as well. So if you're looking to do a pre-med track, pre-dental, pre-health, it really allows our students to be very competitive. But outside of that, we also have undergrad research opportunities for other majors. I know of an art major who's had undergrad research opportunity. I know of an engineering, business, English. So there are a lot of opportunities if you are considering that at the University of San Diego. Switching over to student life, we have a very vibrant student life on campus with over 180 clubs and organizations. We have 17 Division I athletic programs on campus. We have over 30 club and intramural sports, 9 sororities, 9 fraternities. We have over 30 plus multicultural organizations on campus. So there's really a lot of opportunities for our students to engage, to be a part of that student life. As well, we are one of 45 campuses worldwide that has the designation of the Neshoka Changemaker Campus. We're really proud of this designation. And what a Changemaker Campus is really, how they are picked is it's an ongoing commitment to key elements that really contribute to lasting and sustainable change, such as social justice issues, social innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, global awareness. So we do find that our students that come to USD that really thrive are typically those students who are looking to take their strengths, their talents, and their passions to be able to really engage the world in which we live in, to bring about those change. And it could be locally on campus with water sustainability, to working in our community with some of our nonprofits, to doing trans-border work down with Mexico being so close. So a lot of opportunities for our students to engage in that area. And as well, we're ranked 5th in the nation with our study abroad participation. About 80% of our students will do at least one study abroad while at the University of San Diego. We have over 80 programs in 30 different countries. My daughter last year was able to go to Cork, Ireland. She took 15 units at the University of Cork College. All that coursework transferred directly back to USD, so she wasn't losing any time. But that's true for all of our study abroad options. As well, we just started recently a double degree program, and this is where you're able to spend 2 years at an international institution, 2 years at USD, and it allows our students to be able to get business degree majors from both the international institution as well as the University of San Diego. So a lot of great options. I hope as you guys are sort of looking forward that USD might be somewhere where you might be able to envision your horizon. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to the next presenter.
Great, thank you, Scott. And so next we have the University of San Francisco.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kalina Chittick, and I work for the University of San Francisco. I'm an associate director in our office, and I work with students from Colorado, so very happy to be here tonight. Just to give you a high-level overview of University of San Francisco, we are a private Jesuit school based in the heart of San Francisco. We have about 6,500 undergraduate students, so we're that nice medium size. With that medium size, you can really expect to get smaller classroom experiences. Our average classroom is about 22 students, and our student to faculty ratio is 13:1. So our classroom environments are much more discussion-based, hands-on, project-based learning because they are smaller, and we really want our students to get that hands-on experience. We have a 55-acre campus in the city, lots of internship opportunities because of our location. We're also a very diverse campus. We're ranked 5th in the country for most diverse undergraduate student population. So have students coming from a wide variety of different racial, ethnic backgrounds, socioeconomic statuses, and different areas there. Just some updates this year with COVID-19 and everything happening. We definitely know there's a lot of stress on students right now and a lot of differences in maybe your high school environment. So we are on the Common Application. We're a test optional school, so you can definitely choose to apply test optional. And then this year we've made our letter of recommendation optional as in addition to the being test optional. So you can choose whether or not you want to submit your letter of recommendation. And we're currently accepting unofficial transcripts to be reviewed for admission. So just a few updates there. Want to dive in a little bit deeper into our location because being in the heart of San Francisco is a huge part of who we are. So you can see this map here is actually of the whole city of San Francisco. Our campus is in the center there. We're just 3 miles away from the main downtown area. For those that have been to San Francisco before, you may have been to Fisherman's Wharf, which is that crab sign at the top there. We're just a few blocks away from Golden Gate Park, so students can walk from our campus directly to Golden Gate Park, excuse me. And there's tons of trails and just hiking and stuff throughout there. Also just lots to explore in the city. There's always something happening, whether you're checking out a museum, film festival, or one of the great restaurants in the city. There's over 3,000 locally owned restaurants in San Francisco, so tons of great food for any of you foodies out there. Also, we give all of our students public transit passes as a part of their student ID, so you can take the bus or trolley system in the city for free. So that makes it really easy for our students to get around. You definitely don't need a car coming to USF. It's much easier to get around with just using public transit. And then just a little bit more about our student population at USF. As I mentioned, we're ranked number 5 for our student diversity. This actually breaks down our incoming class this last year. So it shows you where students were coming from with different racial, ethnic backgrounds. We also have 1/3 first-generation students on our college campus, and we have a great Muscat Scholars Program that helps support students with mentoring and some additional support resources. And that really goes throughout all 4 years to help support those students. And we have a summer bridge program where those students can actually move to campus a little bit sooner throughout the summer before their first year. So with this diversity on our campus, it really leads to great discussions in the classroom because we have students coming from different perspectives that they will bring into those experiences. Also, we have a lot of cultural clubs and different things for students to get involved with. So for students that have an identity or culture or background they connect with, they can get involved with cultural clubs. Or if you have just that desire to learn about other cultures, it's a great way for students to engage on our campus. As far as the majors offered at the university, we have about 40 different majors and about 70 different minors. Here's a list of all of the programs we offer. We do have these QR codes throughout the presentation, so feel free to take a photo of that QR code and it will actually take you directly to this link that shows you all of our majors. So for our programs at USF, we have several different schools that things are housed underneath. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, which houses most of our majors at the university. It has the social science programs like sociology, psychology, politics. We also have art programs like fine arts, performing arts and social justice, architecture and community design. And then we also have the hard sciences like biology, chemistry, physics, environmental science. We just started an engineering program this last year, and we also have computer science and data sciences as well. And then for the School of Management, that's really more of our business side of things. So we have marketing, finance, accounting, entrepreneurship and innovation, international business. Lots of internship experiences for students in these majors because there's so many companies and businesses just right there for you to engage with. And then we also have our School of Nursing and Health Professions. This is really just one undergraduate major that's housed under this college. That's our Bachelor of Science in Nursing, which is a direct entry nursing program. Students will get their RN license as a part of the program and do 3 full years of clinical rotations. This program is more competitive because we have to cap the number of students due to the clinical rotation. So this program you have to apply directly into and often has higher GPAs and test scores for students admitted into the program. As far as our School of Education and School of Law, those are both graduate programs at USF, but we do have some accelerated options. So we have a 4+1 program for education where students can do their bachelor's and master's of education in 5 years. Or you can do with a law degree, a 3+3 program where you're doing your bachelor's and law degree in 6 years. So we have several of these accelerated programs at USF. If we offer a graduate program in a certain area, we try to allow students to accelerate that if possible. And then just a few notes about campus life. We have a very vibrant campus experience at the university. Our students are very involved outside of the classroom. We have over 100 clubs at USF. They range from more academic themed clubs like pre-med, women in business, stock and investment club. We have those cultural clubs I mentioned. We have a lot focused on social justice and service. Being a Jesuit school, those are values that are deeply ingrained in who we are. So a lot of our students are really passionate about that aspect. And then we also have more just for fun clubs like Harry Potter and Boba Club. So depending on what you want to get involved in, there's lots for students to do. Also lots to do in the city, so always something happening there. And then we also have some athletics teams. We have D1 sports in the West Coast Conference. We also have club and intramural sports as well. So no matter what level you're at, there's definitely an option for you. And these are some dates and deadlines coming up for our application. Early action, early decision, November 1st. Regular decision is January 15th. And here's my contact information. So if you have any questions after today, as I mentioned, I am your admission counselor, so feel free to reach out. And with that, I will pass it back to Dan. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Well, thank you. I want to invite all of our reps back. If you want to answer any general questions that you received in the chat, feel free to come back on and answer those. We've got a few more minutes left.
I'll take a quick second just to answer a common question that we get from out-of-state students, which I just got it, which says, I only have 1 semester of visual arts. Will I not be qualified for the UC system? Again, this is specifically for the UC system. But for out-of-state students, we understand that the visual performing arts requirement may not be a requirement for your high schools. However, for the UC system, you are required to have a total of 1 year. It could be 2 different semesters. They don't have to be next to each other either. You can do one in freshman year, one in senior year, but you will need to have a total of 1 year. Just in case, we do have a breakdown and a recommendation on basically how else you can do it, just in case. You can do them through APs, for example. But yes, you will need to have a total of 1 year, unfortunately, something to keep in mind.
There was a question about GPA requirements for UC schools. So for out-of-state students, the GPA requirement is different. It is a minimum of a 3.4, and that's for all of the UCs that you're applying for.
Going off of the next one, I see another clarification question about the VPA, which is completely understandable. So it does need to be something in the visual or performing arts. So that includes music, dance, theater, for example. Just to mention 3, unless I'm missing, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of other ones. But again, just kind of give the most popular ones. But it does have to be, I do see that the question says practical arts. It depends on what the practical art course is. But like ceramics would count, for example.
For the VA Yellow Ribbon Program, I can go ahead and answer that one. For the UC schools, with your post 9/11 GI Bill, it'll actually usually meet 100% of tuition. So they won't offer the Yellow Ribbon programs. Typically, those are going to be private institutions. Like at USDA, we incorporate the Yellow Ribbon Program, so it covers 100% of tuition as well. As well with the UC schools, if you have a 0 disability rating or higher, or your family member does, you can actually go to UC's and CSU's tuition free as well with that benefit.
And as a private school, USF, we do also have the Yellow Ribbon Program as well.
At UC Irvine, we do offer a environmental science and policy major, so it isn't specifically environmental studies. So that it used to be called environmental studies, but it switched to environmental science and policy.
Going off that yellow ribbon as well, for UCSB specifically, we are a yellow ribbon school. I don't remember if all the UCs are, so I don't want to say all the UCs, because I think it might depend on the specific campus. But one thing I do also recommend for scholarships for the UC system, because we are a public university system, we do have to reserve a lot more scholarships towards in-state students. However, we do have the merit-based scholarships. The best part about that is that you all have to just complete the UC application. There will be a scholarship section. You check mark as many as you want. Based on that information, we will automatically determine if you're eligible for scholarships or not. So you don't have to do any additional work in that regard. But of course, always encouraged to look at each of the UC campuses. Some of us have different scholarships for out-of-state students. I know UCSB does not have as many scholarships as other campuses, something to keep in mind. But again, looking at those private scholarships, that will also support you in that process.
There was a question about major selection. So that would say varies by campus. For UC Irvine, we do admit by major. So you do get a primary and alternate major choice in the UC application specifically for UC Irvine. So we do review both majors and take that into account into our comprehensive review process.
I would like to add for UC Santa Cruz that, as I mentioned, the primary major is not something that we're going to hold on to students, but we do have one exception that I did not present in my general section, is that if you're interested in computer science or engineering, that's actually the only program that we pre-screen for Frosh students. So whereas other students are able to go for 2 years and declare their major, by the end of their second year, computer science students actually had to be admitted to the program before they arrive on campus as Frosh students. And so when I say pre-screen, I definitely don't actually have anything like saying you need to take pre-calculus or calculus and you need to have this minimum grade or something like that. We will look at your math and science courses, and we definitely will take a look at the rigor level of those courses as well. But it's a great opportunity for you to really express to us in your personal insight questions or in your extracurriculars of why those things, this interest of yours and where that's come from as well. You don't necessarily need to have like 4 years of computer science and engineering and already know like 5 different programming languages or anything of the sort. You can have traditional math and science preparation, and that's perfectly fine. So, but a great opportunity for you to discuss qualitatively, and then of course in the classes that you have chosen for computer science.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thanks to all 6 of our reps for providing all this great information. We really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for joining us in the audience. When you close this window, there'll be a very quick 4-question survey that will appear. And if you could provide us a little bit of feedback, we'd greatly appreciate it. Also, be sure to sign up for additional sessions. There's 1 more hour happening right after this, starting at the top of the hour. And we'll also have tomorrow evening as well, sessions happening tomorrow evening. This recording and all the other session recordings will be available on the same website you registered at, so you can check that out next week. Thank you again and have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye now.